There's something very exciting happening with Jedi Survivor.
Yes, indeed.
This is the same kind of situation that we had with the first game, Jedi Fallen Order. We knew that they wouldn't let such a massive success go to waste. And we all but knew that they were going to be working on another game. And it seems like this is the same situation. And the game director for the series has pretty much said exactly that. He says, I always wanted to see this as a trilogy. How can we take Cal and the crew to new places beyond what we're doing in the first game? We had a pretty decent idea of time frame where we wanted Survivor to take place, what the stakes were going to be, what the tone of the game was going to be, what Cal was going to be up against, and how the crew was going to factor into that. And there's ideas of what could possibly be beyond that. Yeah, I have that same thought too. I feel like it's really fun to see the growth that Cal had, going from someone who was very frightened to use the Force and became more mature in that, to what we see now as Cal Kestis as a very mature, very confident Jedi, or not necessarily even a Jedi, but trying to uphold some of the visions and the thoughts around the idea of the Force, and to really support that going into further into Star Wars.
I think I was telling you about it. Like, man, there really needs to be like a third one because A, just how it ended, and B, it really feels like with the first one they really show him as the apprentice.
Yeah.
And then in this second game it was now he's the knight, and now in the third game we're gonna get the master. Like, just we're gonna get this punch of Cal, and it's gonna be
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like this is following a very similar kind of story arc as like the original trilogy of movies, because you have very green character when we see him in A New Hope, very like naive. We see him in the second movie. He faces some really deep things and really goes into the struggles of what it means to be a Jedi in this time period. And then in the third movie, we see him really come into his own. We see Luke Skywalker be the character he needs to be. And we've made this connection before that Cal Kestis is honestly the new Luke Skywalker. Like, he's the Luke Skywalker that we kind of wanted to see this entire time.
Yeah, I would agree. He's Luke Skywalker of the games.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that like exploration into this really new character and how much respect and care that they put into this character.
Truly.
I feel like that's one of the ways that the book really fell short. Battle Scars, they leaned too far into the idea of Cal being this very naive character.
Yeah.
When Cal was never naive in Jedi Fallen Order. Like, he was just rediscovering himself. Like, he was hiding these specific parts of himself, and that's what made the story so great, is like really coming into his own as a character.
Yeah.
And not being just completely dumb and oblivious to it.
Truly, yeah. He knew what he was doing. He knew why he was doing it. And it was mostly just the circumstances that pushed him to become the thing that he always needed to be, but that he didn't want to be. Because it was scary. It was dangerous.
Yeah. Well, he needed to hide because he would die if he did not like hide the Force in him.
Right. It's really good to see this character and truly this remodel of Luke. Like, we are seeing this, and it's so nice to see that homage to the original Star Wars and just
the respect for it too.
I think that's why it feels Star Wars.
Some
of the things that have come out, it doesn't quite hit, but Fallen Order definitely did.
Because he struggles with it. He struggles with his strength. He struggles with the dark side. He struggles with the anger, the resentment, the fear, what he actually wants, continuing to fight to almost like drown out his own thoughts. Like, that's honestly where we meet him in the beginning of Jedi Survivor.
Truly.
And then through that story, we see a lot more of like an understanding of what he wants in his life, with his friendships, with his relationships, and seeing where he really wants to go in the galaxy. And that's really fun to see.
Yeah. I'm going to be so fascinated to see where they take him.
If the Cal-Marin relationship is thrown into turmoil again, I'm going to strike.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and sit out front of Respawn's headquarters with a sign that says, "Make Cal X Marin great again." But yeah, hopefully they don't do any of that. I feel like we're due a good relationship in Star Wars.
We need to see some good relationships here in Star Wars.
But what do you think this means? Like, the announcement coming for that, they're basically, all this stems from their hiring specifically for the next Jedi Survivor game, pretty much. And they're looking to beef that up. So the first game came out in 2019. 2023 is when we got the second game. So they're doing really good with their like turnarounds of their
that's a great
4 years. So comes out 2027.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see? So a lot can happen in 4 years.
Yeah.
It's been a hard 5 years.
I know. Are they going to do another time jump?
I think they have to, honestly.
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor was 9 BBY. They could do another 5-year jump, honestly.
Yeah, I think it would probably
I think they
make
at least
sense.
need to have some kind of time jump, honestly.
Yes, because leave them on a planet that's hidden away. What are they going to do with it? What are they doing with this kid? What's going on? Like, yeah, there's going to need to be that push forward as well as tension. That time to make a tension come to be.
Yeah, wanting to see what's going on with their lively crew.
I really don't know. Honestly, I would never have thought they were going to go this direction from Jedi Survivor. That was also a jump.
Jedi Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor was quite the change. Definitely tonally, like it definitely matured that story.